we're staying on the topic of baby formula as this crisis continues now. 3 months of this, and the administration now finally deciding to address the problem, which has, again, grown into a crisis. The Biden administration finally calling for implementing the Defense Production Act to surge formula to store shelves. But is that enough? Is it too late?
Yeah, we've spoken with moms whose babies need specific formulas in order to survive. Some babies, they've even had to be hospitalized because of this crisis. Joining us now is former FDA Associate Commissioner and President of the Center for Medicine in the Public Interest, Peter Pitts. Peter, welcome back to Wake Up America, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good to see you, Peter. Okay, so you were at the FDA for a long time. First question, is this the FDA's fault? They shut down that big facility out there in Detroit, Michigan. And if it's not the FDA's fault, should the administration have reacted way back when that plant was shut down?
This plant needed to be shut down. Now, when the FDA showed up, there were quality issues, there were lax safety protocols in place. And I'll tell you, the only thing worse than a baby formula shortage is substandard baby formula on the shelves. So that they did the right thing. They also contacted other manufacturers to get them to ramp up production. So that was a good thing. And then they stopped. So the answer to your first question is this is Abbott's fault. A major manufacturer allowing these types of things to happen. Heads must roll at Abbott headquarters, in my opinion. And I'm curious to see what happens when they testify in front of Congress next week. But the FDA could have done more. In February, they could have contacted pediatricians and made them aware this is going to happen. They could have contacted retail outlets, so they could have put anti-hoarding and panic buying measures in place. And most importantly, they should have contacted and educated parents about what was going to happen. I think one of the key lessons from COVID-19 is that when you're honest with people and you tell them the truth, they're prepared and you're a trusted source. Unfortunately, right now, because of the lack of communications, I think the FDA and the White House especially is now being viewed not as an ally, but people that are actually making the problem worse, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Peter, you talk about preparation. Why do you think the administration waited so long to waive all the import restrictions on formula coming in from other countries? For example, countries in Europe. And even so, is this going to help? How long will this take?
When you shut down a plant that makes 48% of the U.S. baby formula supply, assuming there are going to be shortages is not rocket science. The FDA last week started thinking about foreign imports. They could have done that in February. The result is that nothing's going to be coming in from overseas for a few weeks. And it's not going to be great volume either, because baby formula is a high volume, low margin business.
Right.
There's no secret baby formula depot in the heart of Europe. The president's invocation of the Defense Production Act is embarrassing and it's insulting to parents. There are no shortages of ingredients for baby formula. It's rice starch and corn syrup and protein derived from cow's milk, commodities. Not a single serving baby formula has been delayed, even during the shortage, because of shortages of ingredients. The president, it's an empty promise. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing that all of a sudden, 16 months after Joe Biden took office, we've got to buy oil from places like Saudi Arabia and Venezuela and Iran. And now we've got to get our baby formula for the most vulnerable group in our population from places like Europe and other places where this should be something that should be easy for us to produce domestically, to your point. Joe Biden said on May 13th, so not that long ago, that the administration doesn't have any mind readers on staff, basically saying there's no way to predict that this Abbott lab being shut down in Michigan would turn into a shortage, a crisis. Do you think moms and dads out there buy that?
It's nonsense. I mean, I don't know if you're old enough to remember Gerald Ford and the whip inflation now, the win buttons. But I think President Biden should start wearing a button that says, what intentional nonsense? To tell Americans that we couldn't have predicted a shortage when we shut down basically half of the baby formula supply he's either lying or he's stupid, and that's a bad choice.
Yeah, Peter, there's a key FDA issue that makes it illegal for America to buy formula from the U.S., adding to the shortages. But it's not for safety reasons. What can you tell us about that?
The FDA is what's called a closed regulatory system. So those products that it regulates in the U.S. are legal for sale, and those that it doesn't are not. And baby formula falls into that category. And that's not to say that baby formula in Europe, for example, is not safe and effective. It definitely is. But the FDA has to, regulate, and the FDA has to say, we're going to investigate what we allow in this country and make sure the labeling is appropriate. That takes time. It could have been done in February. We'd be ready to bring it in right now, and we're not.
All right, Peter Pitts, thanks so much for joining us. Good to see you as always. Look forward to having you back. Thank you. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.